What's going on, beautiful people? Today, we're going to talk about how to design a life of intent, design, and purpose. Hold on a second while I get some more people in the room. We are about to get it. We're about to take it to another level. So, one of the things I want you guys to understand, and I should say this before I get into that, if this is your first time here, there's something I want you to do. There is some things I want you to do. I want you to go to the front of the channel, start picking playlist, and watching the content. Because if this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. What we do here is we create businesses to create wealth to have better lives. So one of the things I want to drop with you guys is no one ever tells you this. No one ever tells you that. Hold on. Gotta clean the nose. No one ever tells you, look, you can have the life that you want. You can be what you want. You can live where you want. You can marry. No one ever tells you this. There is a large segment of society that is living in limitation. And this is one of the reasons that I have haters. The haters are living in limitations, aka Greg Murray, who keeps pestering me like he's a confused fan. He watches everything I do. He knows every move I make. He's a confused fan. He's stalking me harder than my girlfriend. So one of the things that we have is people are not knowledgeable of what is possible. They don't have a firm grasp on what they could accomplish or do. It is not common knowledge that if someone was to sit you down when you were 16 and said, look, I'm here to tell you some very important stuff about life. You can have anything you want. But the trick is you must decide what you want. Because this is a saying I've consistently put out. Before you get it, you must know what you want. Like, let's see. We can go. I'm going to show you something. Okay. This is my vehicle. Now, before I bought it, I researched, I read forums, I looked at what could go wrong, and I thought about this for 6 months before I bought it. Honestly, maybe a year, because I wanted to be sure that I wanted this vehicle. I wanted to be sure that it was something that I really, really wanted, because this is what people do. They go out and get something and they're like, I didn't really want that. You have people who have clothing in their closet with the tag still on it because they went out and bought it on impulse and they didn't really want it. And it's just sitting around. So when I went through the exercise, I went through the forums, I researched it, I knew what could go wrong with it. And I went to the dealership. They, because I've been looking, I had 3 color choices: red, black, or charcoal gray. And when I got it, and I remember the first time I sat in it, because it has all of the options, it has everything I wanted. And I turn on the air and it has the ventilated seats and the cool air hit my back. And I was like, "Ooh, I like this. I want this. I'm going to get it." And not a moment have I ever got in there and pushed the start and the crunk it up. Have I regretted getting it? There's not a moment. I mean, because I have an Audi S4, I enjoy driving the Beamer more than I enjoyed the Audi. And it's getting to the point where I have to have a trickle charger on the Audi because I rarely drive it because I enjoy driving this car so much. And this is some stuff because let me go ahead and also put some stuff here in the chat. Now, I'm going to create a course, Living a Life of Design and Intent, and it's going to start next week. You can get in for the beta pricing, which I have going on right now. The link is under the video. Also, I want you guys to understand I started a new channel, Savage Finance. I want you to go ahead to subscribe to that. And let's see. All right, Israel, good deal. Rons, the faster you manifest the life you design, the sooner you can correct it. Getting what you desire will help you get real clarity on what suits you. Exactly. How do you manifest what you want in life? What are the steps? Step number 1, knowing exactly what you want. Knowing exactly what you want. Because once again, we have people who are driving cars they hate. We have people living in neighborhoods that they don't like. We have people having relationships with people they don't want. We have people who are living a life of limitation, scarcity, and misery because I got this saying, manage your money or your money's going to manage you. Well, we can repurpose that saying and say, manage your life or your life is going to manage you. Right now, we got a dude with a 6-pack who's living with a land whale because he doesn't have the information, the ability to live the kind of life. Because the land whale, she got a good job. She kind of cute, but she's 200, 300 pounds. She sucks a mean cock. He's with this chick because of the finances. Male hypergamy is coming out loud and proud. We have these people because they don't know that they can choose the life that they want. You can choose to live the life that you want. Francesca, yep, just found a crap load of clothes with tags on it, and I seriously don't recall purchasing it. Because you're out there, you got some money in your pocket, and you're like, hey, because you're trying to fill this void. This is what Instagram, this is what Facebook, YouTube, people out here posting stuff to try to fill a void because they don't have the knowledge of self and they don't understand how the world works. Josco, that's a good example. That's what I love about Turo and exotic car rentals these days. Try your dream car while you're doing your research. Life for Business, that's going to be a course that's going to be dropping this year. It's going to be in B School for Hustlers. Roderick Hayes, also Glendon, we don't write anything down. This keeps us from being able to measure our goals. Writing goals down is very, very important. Q497. No, you got dudes out here. I remember when I was doing the Craigslist protocols, I saw dudes with six packs trolling for fat chicks on Craigslist because they didn't know their worth. They didn't know their value. They didn't know what they could do. They didn't have a clear understanding of the infinite power that lies beside the person. So let's go back. You're 16, and me, I'm your uncle G. And I'm like, hey, I sit you down. I take you out to dinner. And I said, look, you're 16, and I got some information for you. You can have the life that you want. You can have the woman that you want. You can live where you want. You can have the car that you want. You can have all of this stuff. But you got to know exactly what you want. That's the trick. Because so many people are out here not living life. They're reacting to life. You're in high school. You start dating Sally. Sally's cute. You fall in love with Sally. And then there's something where, you become friends and the passionate love dies. But you're still hanging out with Sally. It's like, we spent all this time together. We might as well get married. So you marry Sally. Even though you love Sally, but you're not in love with Sally. Then you have children with Sally. Then the next thing you know, you're out here working, and there's this girl in your office, and there's this amazing attraction. And you try to fight it because you're Sally's husband. And then you slip. And the next thing you know, you're having a clandestine relationship with this woman. And it feels good. You feel alive. The sex is fantastic. Stolen moments, a kiss here, a kiss there. And then you go home and you're filled of all of this guilt because Sally's a good woman. Sally ain't cheating on you. Sally's at home raising your kids. Then you start to sabotage the relationship because you got married to a woman that you didn't want. You got married to a woman that you did not want because you did not have the proper information and proper training. Male hypergamy is real, man. Daniel K. Thank you, Glendon. I moved out from home. I'm in the room right now, and I'm not marrying for citizenship. Woo, don't do that. Don't do that. Roderick Hayes. This is why men are jealous of the men. Some men knew what they wanted and went after it. Me, I'm discovering you got to fight every day for what you want. Roderick, you make a good point, because one of the reasons that I get such vigorous haters, active and vocal haters, is I'm living the life I want. I'm in a relationship with a woman I want to be with. I'm in a relationship with, I have a business I love. I have a lifestyle that I love. All of this was choices. Like, this is your Uncle G. You're sitting at dinner and I'm giving you this knowledge. And I'm like, look, you got to know what you want. And you got to commit to what you want. At times it's going to be real hard. And you're going to want to fall back into something easier and more comfortable. And that's going to be the wrong way to go. Because here's the end of this tale with Sally. Sally's a smart girl. Sally finds out that you're cheating. She confronts you. But Sally wants to keep the marriage. Sally tells you to get rid of this chick and y'all go to marriage counseling and y'all will work it out. And, you know, you get rid of this chick, but luxuries once tasted become necessities. So you got rid of this chick and you with Sally, and, you know, Sally is still mad. So you're not having sex, and there's tension all in the house because you stepped outside of the marriage without her permission. And you do it again. You run to this chick at the grocery store. She's cute. You start flirting. Then you get this feeling, this rush from having sex with her. Then Sally finds out that you stepped out on her again, and then Sally takes the kid and moves out the house. And next thing you know, you're part of MGTOW, a red pill. You, as a man, did not marry the woman that you wanted to marry. You, as a man, did not pick the career that was good for you. You, as a man, copped out and reacted to life versus managing life. And as Roderick says, this is why so many men are jealous of successful men who are living a life of design, intent, and purpose. I mean, this is one of the things. This is why Greg Murray is like all up in my chats. He's on all of my channels because he is literally going insane because he's so jealous. Greg, and I know you're watching this because you watch all my videos because you're a confused fan. You love this stuff. You are a fan because you watch everything I do. You got my theme song, Max Rockwell. I feel like someone's watching me. Everything I do, I don't have a moment of privacy because, Greg, you want to be me, but you turn your love into envy and jealousy because you don't feel that you have the tools. So this is for all the Greg Murrays in the world. First of all, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. Sebastian Williams, is male hypergamy bad? I got a question, Sebastian. Do you want to be with a woman that's 250 pounds, living in a nice house because she got money? Or do you want to be with a woman who's slim, fit, trim, and sexy to you? Who do you want to be with? JC Dent, how much is a decent amount of money to have in the saving in the bank? $50,000. The society, you should wait until you find a woman that you love. I lost my virginity to a woman I was in a relationship that I loved, and it was a wonderful experience. So one of the things that all of the Greg Murrays of the world need to do is make a decision on the lifestyle that they want. Because, you know, I was a virgin until I was 18 years old. I was in the military, and the military was where I had my first girlfriends. I had my first girlfriend. Her name was Tammy. I met her at Fort Sam Houston. She was cute. She had these green eyes. She was beautiful. And then I met my girlfriend that I actually had sex with, Sharon, at the same place. Because this is one of the things that happens to me. And, you know, as a 16-year-old, I'm going to tell you that if you want to join the military, you need to do this out of high school. You know, waiting until you're 30-some, don't do that. And I had went to basic training and lost like 25 pounds, got a 6-pack, metamorphosized. They had weights. I was working out with weights. I literally changed so much. When I went back home for leave, people didn't recognize me. That's how much I had changed. So you got to know what you want. Once again, you're going to love this channel, Savage Finance. I got some banger videos coming up. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all that. So, we're having dinner and I'm telling you the game of life. And I'm going to tell you to sit down and do this. I'm going to tell you to sit down and write up, you're 16. First of all, I'm going to tell you to date quite a bit. Meet women, have relationships, have fun. Date a lot of women because you're 16. You really don't know what you like. You know what's cute to you, but you really don't know what you like. Going back to that old Eddie Murphy skit, like, you got this one look on your face when you're getting some. And then you get older and you start putting heads and shoulders and you start doing certain things, and sex is so much better. So I will tell you to date, and I will tell you to experiment. From the ages of 16 to 25, you should be conducting massive experiments. You should be dating. You should be trying stuff. You should be open to new experiences. You should travel, because this is going to help you put together your dream girl profile, your dream life profile. And these are very important because one of the worst things in the world is to be in a relationship with someone you don't want to be with. And people do it every day. Sebastian Williams. No, I was just saying, what's wrong with a woman helping or supporting you? Sebastian Williams, go over to Disruptive Male and go, the 4 mandates. Number 1, get your economics together. As the man in the relationship, you are the leader. You being a leader, being a strong, masculine man, activates her submissive nature. If you don't do that, you're not going to activate her submissive nature. And her submissive nature is the sweetest, the most feminine part of her. So you're going to miss that by, quote, getting, quote, a financial partner where we're buying houses together. We're doing all this other stuff together. Because essentially, ideally, before you get married or you get a woman, your shit needs to be together. You need to be able to live on your own. You need to be able to do what you need to do for yourself. You should be able to pay all your bills and have a lot of money left over. You should be in that position before you get married. I don't believe in the concept of struggle love, where, you got my back, I got your back. No, I don't believe in that. Daniel K., you're a young man. Keep working. Keep working. Right now, I'm doing security. It doesn't pay much, but I have an online business that's dry for now. Planning to gain the skills so I can support my endeavors. What do you think? How old are you, Daniel K.? Daniel, thanks for $5 super chat. How old are you? Because this is going to be a big part of my name. It's not a video, the 4 mandates. It's something I say frequently in many videos. And the 4 mandates are: number 1, get your economics together. Number 2, get your body together. Number 3, get your mental together. Number 4, date submissive women. Those are the 4 mandates of being a disruptive man. All right, Daniel K., you're 23. So right now, you're still in that stage where you should be experimenting and trying to do new things. And one of the things that you should avoid is debt at all costs. If you can avoid getting into debt, avoid it at all costs. You should, at 23, you should have a $2,000 to $6,000 car. You should not have a car payment. You shouldn't have any of that, because this is the stuff that disrupts creating a life of design. Let me explain. Let's say you don't have an Uncle G. You go out and you start living the typical American lifestyle, which is based upon credit and debt. So you go out and get your first car, and instead of paying cash for it, you put $2,000 or $3,000 down. They let you drive off the lot. You have a monthly payment. At this point is when the disintegration begins, because now you're caught up in the syndrome, the cycle. And it's going to, because you now have this debt, you will be forced to take jobs you don't want, to do things you don't want, because you got bills. You cannot be a free person with bills. So now you've already gotten off to the wrong foot. Going back to Daniel Cage, 23, you want your car, I don't care if it's a piece of crap. You want your car that's paid off. As long as it gets you point A to point B, you good. And then avoid debt and start thinking of what type of life you want. Romel, debt is an opportunity killer. Daniel K, I will instruct you to become obsessed with getting rid of that $9,000 worth of credit card debt. I don't really know. I don't read any financial books. I live a financial life. I don't read any books. Paul Brown, they're resistant because the American lifestyle is very seductive. It is very, very much. So now you got this car note. Now you're taking jobs. You're doing stuff you don't want to do because you got these bills. And then you're going to meet a girl, Big Booty Betty. Big Booty Betty. She going to be nice. She going to be sweet on you. She going to suck on your thing. Next thing you know, Big Booty Betty pregnant. I got a car note. You got Big Booty Betty. She's pregnant. All of a sudden, the life that you had envisioned is slowly disappearing. Because now you got to work to support little Bamboo, child that you and Big Betty Booty have produced. You got this car note. Now Big Booty Betty gets sick. So Big Betty Booty moves in with you. And you got to support herself and little Bamboo. And next thing you know, you're 45. And you're like miserable. All the dreams you had are unrealized. Every day you wake up with a sense of emptiness because you started reacting to life versus managing life. Thank you, Davey Lee. Cash Mag, this happened to me. Whoa. This happens to many men because no one sits down and instructs people on how to design a life. Lady I work with got a car with she getting raped. 28% interest. BK Pro, you cripple your life taking on bad debt when you're young and you won't know this or understand until you're much older. Pretty much. Archangel, thank you for the $25 super chat. All my dreams got killed, but I'm working on the comeback. Wow. That's one of the things that happens to so many people. They will get into the American credit-based lifestyle, and each time they swipe that credit card or get a car loan, they limit their opportunities for the future. Well, Sage, thanks. You can just email me at glendon@hundergrad.com. Cashman, watch the friends you keep. They tell you only live once, pretty much. Killer B, I serviced this guy's $120K BMW at his $800 a month apartment. The ill society, you must become a business person, create a product, and start charging interest. Good Lord. So one of the things that you got to do is manage expectations. So once again, this is the story that has happened to so many people, that they got with Big Booty Betty, they got a car note, they got some credit cards, and then they begin, versus living life, they started to pay bills. You can still realize your dreams, but it probably cost you your marriage and your friends. Bill Master 66. I'm getting to that. Carlton, thanks for the $15 super chat. So one of the things that's going to happen, and I'm going to get into this, I'm going to start building this course of how to create a life of design, because it's going to be that same conversation that I will have with you at 16. And I'm going to give you the steps, because I got on this program when I was 32, 33. And essentially, I was indoctrinated in the American credit system. In my life, I have financed 2 cars, and that's 2 cars too many. Because one of the things I learned, because when I was in that boarding house, I had wrecked my car and I still had a car payment. I had to pay for a car I couldn't drive. And I started to seek out knowledge, because as smart as you are, you don't know everything. And it's better to learn from people who have been there, who have walked the walk, who've been down that path, than to try to figure everything out yourself. JC Dent, sometimes you got to stay with women, especially non-submissive ones, stack up that paper. Pretty much. Killer B, all facts, you spitting. Met my wife and we only got to date 6 months before she was pregnant. Had to give up a lot I wanted for my financial growth. This is the story of so many men. And I'm going to talk, and women. They're out here paying bills, get their first little apartment, go out and finance it. Because see, the American credit system, indoctrination system, creates, you just become a worker drone. And before you know it, you've got student loan debt, you got a par payment, you got credit cards, and this immediately starts limiting your options in the future. You're on this path and no one ever tells you, because everyone's doing it. Everyone's buying stuff on credit. I mean, when I went over to my friend's house, the one who ended our friendship because I bought a brand new BMW, I let him know I paid cash. You know how rare that was back then for a person to pay cash for a brand new car? It was like I was an alien from planet Urdok, speaking Urdu. I paid cash for a car. I was speaking a foreign language. And, you know, one of the things is I got in the company of people who were financially educated, because when I was at business environments, I noticed that all the guys, their cars were paid for. They had titles. And it's like, oh, this is how rich folks live. They pay cash for stuff. True, Archangel, true. So once again, I would avoid you. I was like, hey, don't get the girl pregnant. Use condoms. And this is something that I managed to avoid, because I actually dated my ex-wife for 3 years before she got pregnant. And I've come to understand that that's kind of rare, because, you know, once I started talking to my friends who are married, it was that pregnancy. And when a woman becomes pregnant, she becomes very vulnerable. And she needs to be protected and cared for. So you're working this job you don't like. You're driving this car you halfway like. You got this woman with this baby, and you become a worker bee drone. And you start reacting to life. There's no design. There's no purpose. There's no intent. There ain't nothing. Dang, Malik, my mom and sister are staying paying down credit card debt. Because see, this is what happens with revolving credit. You'll pay it off, and then something else will happen, and you put it on the credit card. I was 32, JC Dent, when I got on this financial education path. And I will explain what happened to me. I did all of the dumb stuff financially. I did a title pawn on a car. I used to pawn stuff in the pawn shop. I did rent to own. I did all of the dumb financial mistakes that will limit your future, impede and reduce your spendable income because you're paying more money for stuff than you should. I did all of the dumb stuff. And once my marriage was over and I was in that boarding house, I began to seek out knowledge. I began to study. And these jobs that I got at Rent-A-Crate, Panel Systems Unlimited, and business environments, I learned the most about money because I was around all of these financial dudes. All of them had cars that were paid for. A few of them had houses that were paid for. And I began to understand that paying cash was the way to go. Use credit cards for convenience. But going back to you're 16 and we're having that dinner. And I will tell you, whatever you do, don't get anyone pregnant. Do not get any woman pregnant until after you married her. Because if you do, that's going to financially sabotage your life. Because the way that this country is set up, you're going to be forced to work jobs that you hate, don't want to do, because you got to give her child support. So I would advise you. And this is one of the things, I never had, quote, a pregnancy scare with any of the Craigslist protocol women. And I was having a lot of unprotected sex. Never had that problem. Only time I ran into a problem was when I was in a relationship with this woman for like almost 3 years. We had a lot of unprotected sex. She never got pregnant. And then once we broke up, this is when the pregnancy comes. A lot of women will have a baby to try to keep you, because most women want a baby, and there ain't nothing better than having a baby by a man that you're in love with. And, we went through this process. Fortunately, I was an older man. I was at a point where I was like, I could take care of a kid. I had an internet business. So the agreement was like, I'm going to take care of her. And then all these other people got into it. Like, she should go to daycare. I'm like, you going to pay daycare? I'm not paying daycare. I'm willing and able to take care of my baby. And I was dealing with an idiot, someone obstinate and someone stupid. And these are the results. She left the state, and first place she went was child support court. First place she went as soon as she got up there. And we went to court, and I got my child support case dismissed because she broke our agreement. And I'm at a point where, pregnancy wasn't going to alter my life because of the work that I had done before she got pregnant. So one of the things I'm going to tell you is to work hard in good times, because once again, the link should be under the stream. You can get into the beta pricing. There is nothing in the course. I'm going to start the course next week, but I'm going to lay out the steps of the things that you need to do. V Lee, that's sad. You should not be broke. Not one condom, two condom. Pretty much. Paul Brown, I'm about to retire in 11 months, and I always tell the kids to think about the present, and decisions will affect your future. That's pretty good advice. Andrew Castle, why do you want to know what year I'm 32? I'm 53 now. You do the math. All right, Malik. It's like shooting yourself in the leg, pretty much. Cam King, I'm financially independent. So now if a woman got pregnant on me, it will not change my life. And part of this is so, because going back, we got in the comments, you got a car note, you out here working, you meet big booty pregnant. One dude said 6 months. They dated 6 months. She got pregnant. And this drastically alters the course of your life because it's like, now I got a little bamboo. I got to look out for a little bamboo. I got to be careful. I can't do risky stuff. Jay, there, all three sons have paid cash for their cars. That's good raising. That's a good mentoring. That's scandalous. I've seen this happen to my friend's dad. Literally had kids so he wouldn't leave her. A lot of women will do that. Go to the LL Society. Go to Disruptive Male here on YouTube. I got a whole channel talking about that stuff. Terry here, at 23, I totaled my Camaro and still had to pay it off. I was in the military and had recently got married. Wow. I know your pain. There ain't nothing worse than having a car note on a car note you cannot drive. That is painful. JC Dent, what do you think about doing 200, 400 a week? Actually, on my once again, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification on the new channel here. I talk about that. That's one of the things you can do to build an emergency fund. If you drive Uber Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you could probably save up $5,000 within depending upon your city, 3 to 5 months. It's Tracy Stevens. That was extremely selfish. But once again, I was dealing with an idiot. And this is what's wild. Out of all the women I met, I had sex with on Craigslist, I could have got one of them pregnant and I've been like, hey, I'm going to keep the kid during the day. They've been like, cool. But I was dealing with a black militant idiot who was stupid, who was stuck on stupid because she didn't understand how the world worked. And she didn't understand she was dealing with a disruptive male. I wasn't going to just sit down like when we had an agreement of raising our child. I wasn't going to pay no child support. I'd rather have had her and raised her and groomed her and educated her and taught her how to read than paying child support. So that's why I told the judge, I was like, this was my plan and that was her plan. It was stupid. Case dismissed. Too cool for school. Can we stop acting like you can't prevent pregnancies? It's easy bump to avoid. Why would you put yourself in the hole and put your hole in the bank account? Too cool for full school. Here's one of the reasons that so many women get pregnant. A lot of women don't like condoms. I'm about to tell you something about my Craigslist protocols. Out of all those women, hundreds of women, no one ever brought up a condom. So most people are having unprotected sex. And if you're dealing with a responsible woman, she's going to be on birth control and she's not going to get pregnant. If you're dealing with an irresponsible woman or a woman who has baby rabies, she's going to get pregnant quick as she can. Malik, that's crazy. Paul Brown had 2 kids in 3 years with 2 different women, then shacked up with the woman with kids. Bunch of bad decisions. One of the things I advise on Disruptive Male for a man to live at least 2 to 3 years on his own. Archangels, they love it raw. You have to make better choices. Yeah. And I was making really good choices until I got in a relationship with this black militant. And, early on, we got along fine. And I was reprogramming her and retraining her. And her mother did not like that. I don't think the fact that her mother liked the fact that she even had a relationship. I think her mother was jealous of her. Especially those Latinas. Too cool for school. You're trying to use logic like everybody who's having sex is going to do the right thing. People don't do the right thing with their money. People don't do the right thing with their time. So they're going to automatically assume, do the right thing. Once again, as a dominant, disruptive man, you deal with submissive women who follow orders. They ain't going to get pregnant on you. They're going to be on birth control. Andrew, you took a while. Andrew, the dot-com bubble had nothing to do with me getting out the hole. It was starting a business. I didn't have any dot-com stock. It was starting a business, getting, and it really started with the storage auction business. Romeo Tomasa says, better wait to 35 to get hitched. I honestly believe that you should not be getting married before you're 29, 30 something. Because when you're so young, you don't even know yourself. All right, Terry Henry. Sebastian Williams, once again, if you are a dominant, disruptive male that has gone through the protocols, that knows the systems, how to pick the right woman. I've had sex with hundreds of women raw, and the one that I got in a relationship with, and actually had sex with her a few hundred times for over 3 years, then she gets pregnant after we break up. I just made a bad decision with that one. Lavore Lou, do you recommend? What do you mean? What's an electric blood press? Thanks for $2 super chat. Hey, this is why I believe that, and this should be part of your dream life profile. If you're a man and you want to have kids, you should understand that you need to pick a certain type of woman. And one of the big things that you need to do is pick a woman that you can resolve conflict with very easily. Like one of the issues with my marriage, like my wife was very argumentative, and we sometimes would be mad at each other for weeks because we did not have a very good resolution process. She would do something stupid. I would yell at her. She would act hurt and be in bed like this, like mad, just mugging over here, hugging the corner of the bed because I didn't want to be anywhere near this chick. My current girlfriend, we resolve issues in a matter of minutes. And that is a signal of the long-term health of your relationships. If you could resolve conflict very quickly, very peacefully, and people who really love you fight fair. None of this below the belt stuff. If a chick is below the belt, more than likely she don't care about you. Well, I use an electric blood pressure monitor, so yeah. Jesse, for all you women you smash raw, how did you avoid STDs? Like, did you have a testing system in place? Jesse, I used to work in the VD clinic. Statistically, 95% of the people out there don't have an STD. And with my protocols, I got a lot of women who were not having a lot of sex. So the way my whole system worked on getting women who had fantasies, who weren't really out there. I mean, I remember this one chick I had. I was the first sexual partner she had in 3 years. So, HIV, I worked in the HIV clinic, and it's very hard to get HIV from a blowjob. It's real hard to get HIV from a woman. It's real hard. So it was just, I statistically played the odds, and the odds worked out in my favor because I never caught anything. But I wasn't messing with poor chicks. I wasn't messing with prostitutes. I wasn't messing with um, high risk behavior people. I was getting these girls, from the Midwest, from essentially women who were not having a lot of sex. That's how I avoided it. I wasn't going out, I wasn't going to sex clubs and stuff. So I statistically played the game and statistically won. The next big factor, I don't want to have kids with the wrong female. I don't, man. Amen to that. Don't really know how that's going to go to ill society. Levi Reed, older Caucasian women don't get pregnant. That's why I mostly date them. White girls who have fathers in their lives typically don't get pregnant. White girls who grew up in single parent households have the same pathology as black females and will get pregnant in a heartbeat. Pretty much, Malik. I just did not mess with those kind of women. I did not mess with, there was this one chick, because she told me of an incident where she was in a hotel room with these two dudes, and one of the dudes she was messing with sucked off the other dude. And I was like, ooh, that's nasty. Because see, that's some of the highest risk behavior when you're having sex with men who have sex with men. That's the highest risk pool for HIV. Men who have sex with men. And she was in the hotel room having sex with men who had sex with men. And I like, you got to go. You got to go. I can't be risky, because this is why I believe in science, because essentially, if you're having a lot of sex and you're having sex with a lot of women who are just, who are just not out there. One of my first questions when I meet the girls, when's the last time you got fucked? And I'll hear 6 months, a year, or 2 years. When you're having sex with women who just really don't put it out that much, your chances of getting anything are real slim. Oh, I wasn't messing with chicks who was fucking 3 and 4 and 5 dudes at the same time. No, I wasn't doing that. So one of the things is you got to understand, and you've got to start planning your life. Because, once again, we're back at the dinner table. We're talking about you, your life, your future. And I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. Between 16 and 25, you need to experiment. You need to go out. You need to travel. You need to date a lot of girls, because dating girls helps you figure out what you really like about girls. You'll date this chick and she's like, oh, that was a horrible relationship. She did this, she did this. So you will learn behavior to avoid. So you will date. And in this course, I'm going to give you the whole process of how to design a life from the 16 angle. And also, I'm going to give you information, and the link is below, how to design a life after you've messed up. Once again, I made every financial mistake you can make. Title pawn shops, rent to own. I just did so many financially stupid things. And at the age of 32, I got on a different financial path. And from the ages of 32 to 35, I was on this path and my life got better. And I'm trying to think, how old was I when I started my first business? I got the job at Rent-A-Crate, 32, 33. So I was 34 when I started my first business. So from 34 until 53, wow, almost 20 years. I've been on this wholly different economic level, one dictated by choice. Because once again, Killer B, these 23 and under women will sleep with bi men, women all at the same time. I wouldn't mess with them. Archangel, I had a doctor tell me she got herpes from a guy she was seriously dating. Women with integrity warn you, learn to choose women differently. That's actually happened a few times. I've actually dealt with a few chicks, and because I was educated, if a chick had herpes for 2 to 3 years and she's got a good immune system, it's going to be real hard for her to give it to you. Because I had sex, unprotected sex with a chick with herpes, and I never got herpes. Because she was like, I remember the conversation because Killer B, you said it, because we were on the couch. I got the titties out and everything. And she's like, I got something to tell you, and it's bad. And I was like, what is it? Just tell me. And she kind of beat it around her. She's like, I have herpes. I've had herpes for the last 7 years, and you need to warn you. And he said, the last guy I was with, he never got it. And no one's ever been with it. You know, we use condoms and stuff. And I took her upstairs, and it was tight because she hadn't had sex in like almost a year and a half. Got tested, don't have herpes. Because see, the longer a person has herpes, it just goes into the stage. Like typically, if they're having a bunch of flare-ups, they've got a compromised immune system. But if they got a good immune system and she can have herpes, and as long as you don't have sex with her when she's having an outbreak, you're not going to get it. And she was just so shocked that I was cool with it. And she's like, I can't believe you did that to me. And it's like, it's been so long since I've had unprotected sex. Oh my God, that cum was so warm. Oh, and she got all turned on, and we did it again. Timothy LaFleur, awesome goal. Thank you, Sade. She is. Timothy LaFleur, always use protection. Vegan is the future. Most women who are quick to put a man on child support were only in it for the money. I'm going to tell y'all a true story. I was online and I went to one of these, I think it was TurboTax, because I was thinking about doing my taxes through them. And my information was already in the website. So to your point, vegan is the future. Yeah. She was trying to figure out how much money she was going to get. And I'll be bluntly honest, the type of money I was making, she could have got like $5,000 or $7,000 a month based upon percentages. This chick was trying not to work at my cost when I was open and willing and able to take care of my child. How messed up is that? I don't have the Wolverine immune system. Autoimmune herpes can be transmitted. This is true. This is why I got tested and I don't have it. And this is one of the things. There's a lot of people who have herpes who don't know they have herpes. They've never had an outbreak. They never had a symptom. Malik is usually women who are already at a financial disadvantage, who are quick to get knocked up. Vegan, I was married for 9 years and found out. Wow. Because here's the thing. Like you can get STDs from having sex with women who have a lot of sex, like high risk pools. Highest risk pool for HIV is men who have sex with men and bisexual men. First one is white men, white gay men. Second one's black gay men. Third risk pool is Hispanic gay men. Then the fourth risk pool is bisexual men. Do you guys know a lot of female porn stars will not work with men who have sex with men? They'll have, because a female porn star can have I don't do this list. And most of them have, I will not have sex with a man who has sex with men. They will not do it because that is the fourth high risk pool category. And this is how, honestly, this is how I feel that so many black women were getting HIV, because they were dealing with these thugs who went to jail. And this is something that, if you want to know, most homosexual sex in prison is consensual. You know, all these jokes about prison rape, most of the time, they bend over and take it. Most homosexual sex in prison is consensual. And these guys go to prison. They like having sex with men. They come out, they have sex with women, and they keep having sex with men. And I think that's how come black women have a higher rate of HIV conversion than white women, because of dealing with thugs who have been in and out of jail. Paul Brown, Brendan, one of my exes had herpes, got a lot of head, but never used condoms. Found out after a few months of unprotected sex. Wow. I don't have Wolverine. It's just I swam in the proper pools. Like, poor chicks. Y'all heard me say, I don't mess with poor chicks. Poor chicks are more likely to sell their body to pay a bill. Facts. I know one guy, Dunn, he's doing well, but most of them, no, I don't follow up with him. We weren't friends. But once again, you can create this life of kind of intent, and you can put it all together even after you've made messed up. Because once again, this stuff started for me at the age of 32. After I had kids, been married, made every financial mistake. So I was able, because, I was listening to Earl Nightingale, and he was talking about you can have anything you want. Benny, I'm starting my life over at 48. I think truly helps a ton that if you allow and stop thinking about regrets of life, no kids, wife, by the way, you can start doing this at any age. Because, on, this is the financial channel. Y'all be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. One of the videos that's up, I talk about the future. Like, let's, as someone who's been literally ass out, my future is so different from my past. So this is the present right now. Even with your design life, even with starting a life of intent design, you can start from this point and progress. Your present doesn't have to be your future. V. Lee, it can. It can. But see, here's one of the things about relocating to a new city. If you were having problems in your old city that were personality based, moving to a new city ain't really going to help you, because you're going to take you and your problems to the new city. Red pill philosophy, I would disagree with that, because most red pill dudes are poor. I would totally disagree with that. Red pill philosophy, I think it's just a coping mechanism for wounded men. I've been out here in life. I got beat up. I got hurt. So I'm going to go be red pill, and I'm going to hate all women. I'm going to think all women are garbage. I'm going to think all women are trash. All of the red pill channels that I've listened to, they talk about women like dogs. And it's just simply ain't true. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand, and be sure to subscribe to the new channel, because I'm going to be dropping some good financial gain there. And also get in this course, because I'm going to start building it out either tomorrow or Monday. And I'm going to guide you as if you were 16 and the things you should do for the younger people. And then I'm going to put content in there, like if you're 30 something, this is what you should do. If you're 40 something, this is what you should do, because it's different. This is the joke that about black folks moving to Atlanta to start over. I mean, once again, if you take you to a new city with your old problems, you're going to have the same issues. A lot of people move to Atlanta, and a lot of people who move to Atlanta leave Atlanta because I can't stand Atlanta. I ain't got no jobs here. Be real. I like speeding too. It's fun. But once again, go ahead and get the course, subscribe to the new personal finance channel. It's going to be a very different personal finance channel. I'm going to give you my journey and the things that I did to escape the rat race in normal American credit indoctrination. Because when I started paying cash for cars, my life changed. Erica Williams, if you spend 5 to 8 hours on YouTube hangout talking about women and never money, is it healthy? Sorry, no red pills. Like I said, MGTOW and red pill are symptoms of men's pain, and they don't have the right information. Because I went through a divorce. My ex-wife was crazy, and I didn't go red pill or MGTOW. Sifon Arcada, what about being undocumented? Opportunities are limited and parents. That's a whole nother issue that frankly, I don't even know how to address that, because I don't know anything about immigration and documentation. I know nothing about that, so I can't help you with that. I mean, yeah, Malik, that's why I stopped watching red pill videos. It's all the bitterness and anger. They're not, that's why I'm like, red pill gonna make you rich. Not really. They don't talk about money. They don't talk about doing productive things. They don't talk about developing. All they talk about, she's gonna hit the wall, man. She hit the wall. She still ain't gonna fuck you. Even though she hit the wall, she still ain't gonna fuck you. She gonna fuck someone like me. She still ain't gonna fuck you. Women will sit on that and let it dry up before they give it to someone they deem unworthy. Like, bro, my ex-wife took me through the ringer. I know what that's like. Real pills going to make your socks crusty. It's just one of the things. So what I want you guys to do is go below, the links below for the course. I'm going to start dropping the knowledge either Sunday or Monday. And this can change your life, because at any point you can make a change. Your present doesn't have to be your future. You can change the whole paradigm. You could change the whole game. You could change everything with the right information. Terry Henry, that's funny. There are more people coming here every day, man, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. But at any point, you can start designing your life. And when you design your life and you have intent and purpose, this creates happiness. Remember when I was talking about my car? Car makes me happy. I like the car because I took my time and carefully chose the car. I didn't just go out and buy something just to buy something. And when you plan and have a strategy for your life, it's going to be different. It's going to be very, very different, because like I said, I'm going to give it to you. Like, if you're 16, this is your dad, this is your Uncle G. And I'm also going to give it to you if you're 30 and you've made mistakes, because I'm here to tell you, I made every financial mistake I could make. I married the wrong person, went through a divorce, was homeless. But look at me now. I've been on 19 years of good living. So let me see. Yeah. I was an average person until about 32. Then 32 up until now, I've been different. So 18. I've had 21 years of good living. 21 years of living as a disruptive male, 21 years living on a higher economic scale. New Jersey, if you could get, because one of the things I'm going to be talking about in upcoming videos is the evils of car financing. And I'm going to break it down in a way that's just going to make you slap yourself if you're financing a car. Because financing cars is one of the worst things you can do, because the car is depreciating. And one of the really bad things you can do is roll equity, negative equity, from one car into a new car, where you're driving this new car off the lot and you're already $10,000 upside down. And as that car depreciates, you will be even more upset. You're literally buried in that car. You're buried in that car. You were submersed in that car. So, all right. Go ahead and subscribe to the new channel. And if you want to have a life of intent in design, get in the new course, because we're going to crank it up for March with a lot of training and education. So with that, I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace out. Be sure to subscribe to Savage Finance. It's the financial information your mom and dad never ever had. So with that, I will get you guys. You have a good weekend. See you later.